Hey everybody, Steven here, playing Satisfactory, and today, longer video. It's actually going to take me a while to get this done. I am completely redoing my oil production. So with this, it's going to be plastic, rubber, and up top I actually have my aluminum going, which they're going to change that with update 4, so I'm kind of prepping for that as well. This is my new train station, so matter of fact, I'll look over there here in a second. So this is an extension from my main base, or main factory. And then it'll go all the way over here, and it'll actually go way up there. It'll connect to my nuclear power area. And you can see where it goes all the way out there. There's the old one. And one of the issues was just trying to get everything connected. It was just not on the same kind of network of platforms, and I want this to all be continuous. So I'll be tearing all of that down, rerouting this, tearing all of that up. I actually have to shift that over. So there's a lot of work to be done with that, but at least have this set up so plastic is going at the moment. The harder part is once I start tearing this down, it's gonna be rough to get everything up and running. And I need to figure out what type of layout I'm going to do, because right now this was just my spaghetti version of it, right? So I do have these platforms coming down. I have oil here I haven't tapped into, there, and right here. So yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to go about getting all of this set up. And I don't really need a ton of the oil or the fuel power plants going right now, just because I have nuclear going, so I can use these for other things. So where I'm going to lay all of this out, I'm not 100% sure. If I'm going to funnel it into one thing, I don't know. That'll be, I guess, the fun part with branching out on this. But with this, I'm going to have to do it in stages, and this may take me a couple weeks to get done. So we're going to jump ahead, and then I'll showcase little snippets as I slowly progress to getting this all finalized. And then I'll have to, which I don't want to do, I'm actually going to have to redo all of that over there. That's going to take a while to do, because that's stemming off of this, and that took a minute to get done. But I think the infrastructure that I have going now will at least help me get that done quicker. So let's go ahead and jump ahead to my first little tidbit. Alright, so I have a little bit of a chunk set up here. I do have just the first kind of oil rigs going in my production line. This is really just to get some plastic and rubber going to my main base, or my main factory, because I'm going to start tearing more of this out. And I took this whole chunk out right here. That's all gone. And then up here is where I'm going to have all of my fuel generators. I do have the oil rig over there, and then over there. Going to have to wipe all of this out next. And the hard part is I'm going to do this, leave the upper portion intact, and then essentially kind of do it the way I'm doing it right now, which is in small chunks where I can replace what I've taken out just to keep production going. So trying to load balance this. This isn't necessarily how I want this to look as a finalized product. Like I said, it's just really to get things going. It's cool to finally see some of this slowly chipping away at this over here, where this front won't look all mix-matched like it is right now. So excited to actually get into this chunk, but this is taking a minute to get done. So chipping away at it slowly, but yeah, it's gonna be couple days of doing this. This took me 2 days to get done. So the next portion here is, I think I'm going to get these two going. So I'll have to line this out down here, and then probably back the oil production lines from this back here, and then have them coming forward. Trying to figure out how, because the main portion here that I'm trying to think of is I need all this stuff floating to my train station here. Also, how much do I need coming in and out? Things like that. I'm not going to calculate all of that right now. I want to get my main base built up a little bit better, because right now that's still kind of like my spaghetti factory. But once I figure out where I'm going exactly with some of the sections of it, then I can kind of come back here and redo that. But for right now, let's jump ahead, and I should have this all set up with production line. All right, so I have a lot more set up here, a lot going on. I actually had a huge problem though, because as I was eliminating some of this stuff, I guess I clipped one of the lines, one of the power lines that went to my water pumps, which feeds water to my nuclear power plants way over there. And because of that, power went out. I had to shut everything down. I mean, it took like 2.5 hours to go through everything to get these going. I had to use my biofuel generators to get these to pump water and then get it all connected. It was just a mess. But now that that's all cleaned up, right over here I have my polymer resin section going here, with that just supplying more fuel so I can actually get my regular fuel going for my generators. So I have rubber going over there. I have 4. This is 2 stacks now, which I'm gonna actually have to expand this even more because I'm running out of, not running out of, I have too much fuel, and so these are getting backed up. But added a 4th line here, so this is all plastic, that's all rubber. This is going to be for my petroleum coke, maybe for some packaging of fuel also with this, but that's going to stay down there. And then when I reconfigure this, I'll probably move it back that way, because my bauxite is coming from up there, so I have that, and then my silica coming from over there. So I'm going to try and find probably a spot over here where it'll all match, and this can feed into it with the petroleum coke, so I can get my aluminum ingots going. Although this is about to change with update 4, so I got more of this cleaned out. A lot more to clean out with this, and then reconfiguring these pumps right here. That's going to be the tricky part, because trying to keep some of them going and then make sure that there's water still getting to my nuclear power plants is a must. I should have enough power with these fuel generators, but if it shuts down, it just presents a lot of problems that I don't want to mess with because it takes so long to do. But with that being said, gonna jump ahead. So the next thing I want to do, eliminate all of this, get this moved over, finish this out, hopefully have aluminum going again, because I'm still going to need some, but hopefully have this going again, and then I think we'll wrap this video up once that's all set. After that, I'll still have more work to do, because I actually want to take my nuclear power plants from here, and I want to put them maybe over there. I just need to move them closer to water, because when the water shuts down, it's just too big of an issue. So I don't know, maybe put them out here somewhere, and then actually just have all of these supplies kind of trained in, which could be an easy potential thing to set up, since I actually wanted this to be a full loop and then decided didn't want to mess with it just because I'm running so many different parts. So maybe expand this and run them in different ways, but we'll see. So with this one, get this next step done here, and then we will wrap everything up. So let's go ahead and cut ahead. All right, so I'm finally done. Well, not really done, just because there's a lot more work I want to do on this to clean it up, make it look better. But I'm really happy with the final product. So we have our aluminum ingots being made over here, or aluminium, however you want to pronounce that. And a little bit tricky with setup. Nothing's load balanced yet. I'm in the process of kind of doing that right now, and still need to take all of this out, which is going to be the next huge undertaking. Not excited about that. But before that, I'm actually gonna, and I've mentioned this earlier in the video, I'm gonna have to put my nuclear power plants over here and kind of just leave that area up there for production, which is fine. It'll still be a cool area to do production, and I'll build that out. But with the pumps all the way here, pumping this all the way over there, is just creating an issue where I'm just not consistently getting water there. Even with all of this, I'll just notice that there's lulls in it, and it's just messing everything up. Luckily right now I have enough with my fuel generators to actually sustain everything going, but don't want there to be an issue with that. So that'll probably be the next video. We're gonna go way over there, try and figure, I want to be close to the water, but I may have it so it even goes, maybe even twists that way to get to the other biome down there that's, I forget the name of it, but it has all the sand and all of that. But that'll be the next video. Like I said, not done with this, waiting for update 4 because they're going to have to, well, they're going to update the production line for aluminum ingots. And with that, I don't know how much of this I'm going to change, or need to change. So that's making me a little bit nervous with doing anything beyond what I have going here. But this is all set up. I have this feeding into the sink, the awesome sink, right? And that's because I was just getting backed up. I mean, I'm backed up right now, so I may have to take some of these and redo that, but that'll go along with the load balance and checking production at the main portion of the base later to make sure everything's flowing the way that I want it to go. So we'll go up to the top here and kind of look out for a second though. But compared to what I had before, it definitely looks a lot better. Stripped all of this out. I'm going to have to strip all of that out. I'm almost tempted to take this and shoot it at the angle towards that. Maybe build that out, see how far it gets. Just because I'm not happy with how that looks. And I may just angle it that way, have a straight strip, and then go that way. Kind of seems like it's a waste to go all the way out there. But that always takes a long time to get done. And then this, I made it so it's one big loop, but I'm not using it like that just because I need to set up multiple train stations, because otherwise right now the way I have it set up is these would all overlap, and I don't want that because you're going to have the parts that are coming from other areas into areas that you don't want them. So this I'm going to build out. I'll actually cap all of this most likely. Not 100% sure, which I may do for each section, or actually build like a roof. You can see it with one of them here. I did it as a tester and I really like it. So that'll probably be the next thing that I do with this. I'm not even using this oil rig right here. But you can see it right there, that's covered, and I'll connect that to the back end here. Because I do like, part of me likes the open, and then part of me wants to build it into an enclosure, but this is the enclosure I have going right now. And then we have our little workbench and everything over here. Workshop, and then workbench or craft bench. So I do like this section. Like I said, I'll probably connect it to the back here and then build something potentially on top of that later if I want to. We'll see. Ooh, look at that. That's cool looking. And so the other part was with the train station here, and the way I've done this, to me it's I wanted to go for a more grand look, which it has, but I want to build that out into this, and part of that means I'm going to be doing some cool enclosures and things like that, but trying to figure out how I'm going to do that is a lot of time, and I've already spent 2+ weeks on this in the small chunks, which aren't small, they're usually a couple hours, just to get this done, because nothing is quick in this game. Everything takes a while. So this probably was 20 to 30 hours just to get all of this torn out, redone, and then dealing with the power issue, which was at 2 to 3 hours, which it looked like I was going to have again. Luckily I didn't. There we go. And I stalled long enough so that we could see it during the daytime here. So yeah, I left all of this open. Like I said, this is for the potential changes to the aluminum ingots and all of that. And then I get to toy around with structures. This is where, if it's a lot, I'll actually create a second floor or second story to this. This would be for production lines later. I'd actually redo this piping here and then get this set up for whatever I want to do with that oil rig. Not sure just yet. That may go into some packaging stuff. We'll see, because I'm going to need more jetpack fuel, because I'm eventually going to run out. So that's going to be it for this video, everybody. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this, or maybe just suggestions on what I could do to tweak this just to make it look better, like I said, with some of the enclosures or whatever it may be. There we go. There's the look. Very cool. But yeah, and hit me up on Discord. I'll make sure a link for that is in the description, so you guys can actually join me there. And I actually have a satisfactory like topic area where you can actually chat with me about the game as well. So maybe some of those suggestions, if you're on Discord, you could hit me up there. And thinking maybe down the road getting with some people potentially and doing a server together. I've done that once before. The biggest thing is who hosts and how often can you join up. That's usually my issue, but that's going to be it for this one. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.